Thank you and welcome to the show for today. You are watching Perspectives and I am host Alana McLaughlin. This morning on the show I have Mr. Mike Turney of Papa Turney's BBQ here discussing his background, his education, his career, and the impact that he seeks to leave on Tennessee communities through his work. And Mr. Turney, thank you for just joining me this morning.
Thank you so much for having me here today.
And to kind of get this ball rolling, I'd like to talk about baby Mike years.
Okay.
Take me all the way back as far as you can remember. Tell me where you're from, set up what early life looked like, what the family looked like, what you were into, and just kind of give me a glimpse of those baby years.
Well, born and raised in South Nashville, 819 Ridley Boulevard, actually across from where the old Sounds baseball park used to be at in Fort Negley. You know, we, my mom, my dad, and 4 children, 3 boys and 1 girl. My father was worked for the L&N Railroad for about 28, 29 years, almost 30 years, and was a man that had very little or no education.
Yes, sir.
Went to the 3rd grade in school.
Yes, sir.
But his philosophy was that, and what he told me early on is, son, mother wit and common sense will take you around the world and back if you want to go. And work hard for what you want, tell the truth, and believe in what you believe in. Yeah.
Now, kind of tell me about your mother's role in that early life.
My dear mother, she's the one that started pretty much me with wanting to cook. And my mom was a master baker and a master cook. You know, usually, you know, you get someone that either bake or they cook. My mom could do both. You know, and early on, she baked homemade cakes and pies and made homemade ice cream out of our home in South Nashville and sold to the community. You know, you could get a nickel scoop of ice cream, which was this big, or you could get a dime scoop that was this big, you know, and cones and bowls of ice cream. And that showed me early on that you could create a business.
Yes, sir.
You know, and I really didn't know it at the time.
Yes, sir.
But I think that's kind of what shaped this entrepreneurial spirit that I have. And my father, you know, he sharpened lawnmower blades and cut grass. He cut grass at different churches and did small engine repair at our house. And this is the guy that went to the 3rd grade in school, but was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant, yeah. So that showed me that, you know, these $2 and $3 and $5 that my mom and dad was working on, making on a daily basis,
Yes, sir.
to help support the family, that it meant a lot, you know, because they were trusted in the neighborhood and in the community.
Now, at that early age, what was your dream career? What did you dream that you would grow up and be?
I never remember not wanting to play the guitar.
Yes, sir.
You know, from my earliest age, because I had cousins that were musicians,
Yes, sir.
and that played and sang and did all sorts of things like that. And I never remember not wanting to play the guitar. My father worked for the L&N Railroad, and he found an old acoustic guitar in the trash. He couldn't afford to buy me a guitar, you know. And he brought it home. My daddy that could fix anything.
Yes, sir.
And he bolted the neck to that guitar. The strings were 1.5 inches from the neck, you know. And I tuned it so it would sound pleasing to my ears.
Yes, sir.
I didn't know how to tune a guitar. And I tuned it in what I found out later on that was a open C chord on that guitar, and taught myself how to play, you know, like that, you know. Cursed myself on some days on how to play like that, because that's not standard tuning on the guitar.
Yes, sir.
But that's where my first instrument came from. My daddy found it and fixed it. He couldn't afford to buy me one. So he created something that he couldn't afford to buy me. He fixed it where I could play it.
And I think that this love for music is kind of represented through the juke joint in
Yes.
present day.
Yes, it is.
Yes, sir.
It is.
And we're going to pick back up on your work and just kind of what life has looked like for you over these past few years in our second segment. And I encourage viewers to tune into the second segment of Perspectives, where Mike Turney and I will return to discuss his life, his background, and the impact that he seeks to leave on Tennessee. Welcome to the second segment of the show for today. For viewers just tuning in, I am host Alana McLaughlin, and you are watching Perspectives. This morning on the show, I have Mr. Mike Turney here discussing his background, his career, his education, and the impact that he seeks to leave on Tennessee communities. In our first segment, we set up Mr. Turney's early life in South Nashville. We set up just his family background and some of the early experiences that shaped him. And we left off in that segment talking about his early love for playing guitar, acoustic guitar. And we're coming back in the second segment to continue telling the story of Mr. Turney and ultimately building up to the work that he has done in Nashville in ways that we can support him. We're just kind of set up what baby Mike looked like. Now take me through some of the schools that you attended and tell me about any ways that they might have shaped you. If they didn't at all, then that's all right, but just kind of take me through your educational journey.
Well, the educational journey is a short one.
Yes, sir.
I went to Fall Hamilton School here in South Nashville, Johnson School, and then we moved from South Nashville to the Bordeaux area.
Yes, sir.
And went to Cumberland and graduated from North High School.
Yes, sir.
School was tough for me, for whatever reason. It was that type of structure. It was tough.
Yes, sir.
So I did graduate by the skin of my chin and chin chin. But college just wasn't something that appealed to me. Not saying that it was a bad thing.
Yes, sir.
Some days I wish I had went.
Yes, sir.
But I think what God did is gifted me the gift of starting businesses.
Yes, sir.
And being involved with businesses. Even some days when it was a dream that really nobody saw but me.
Yes, sir.
But I believe that I could do it.
Now take me through a short history of Mama Turney's. My experience with Mama Turney's and with these pies, as soon as I hear Mama Turney's, I think chess pie. And then the next thing I think of is pecan pie.
That's right.
and now I'm only 23, so they've been around, I think, longer than I have.
About 35 years.
Yes, so definitely longer than I have.
Yeah.
And take me through the history of Mama Turney's.
The Mama Turney's Pie Company was a company that me and my ex-wife started.
Yes, sir.
And named it after my mother.
Yes, sir.
Her name was Georgia, but everybody called her Mama Turney, And we birthed that company out of the need to make a homemade pie that could be mass produced and sold in your local grocery entity or convenience store or restaurant. And sold on a mass basis,
yes,
and still keep its homemade integrity.
Yes.
And we accomplished that.
Yes, sir.
We sold them to Kroger, Publix, Robert or Cisco. We even sold some pies to Walgreens. And at one point we were in 7 or 8 states and about 13 or 1,400 grocery entities around the country.
Yes.
Sold that company about 11 years ago.
Yes, sir.
And that's one reason that this segment of what we're doing today, I think is so important, because the community really doesn't know that Mike Turney does not own Mama Turney's Pies anymore.
Yes, sir.
So, and along with that, what we've done is started a new pie company.
Yes, sir.
Called Papa Turney's Homemade Pies. From my mother's original recipes, and they're being sold locally in Nashville here at a couple of Piggly Wiggly stores, or one Piggly Wiggly specifically, which was one of it's the Piggly Wiggly on Dickerson Road out in East Nashville.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Freddie Robinson owns that store,
Yes, sir.
and he's been a great supporter of the neighborhood and a great supporter of that business. And a little tidbit, one of the first stores that we ever sold Mama Turney's Homemade Pie in was a store that Freddie and his twin brother ran at the Value Plus store on Nolensville Road. It came full circle. The first store that's ever sold, grocery store, of Papa Turney's Homemade Pies. It's another store that Freddie owns on Dixon Road. So it came full circle.
Now tell me about Papa Turney's barbecue, and this is what I'm about most familiar with personally, but take me through the establishment of the site right off Bell Road in Hermitage, Tennessee.
That's right.
And take me through a little bit about that.
Papa Turney's Barbecue is a barbecue restaurant that my wife, Miss Irene Turney, AKA Miss Zeke, that we started 16 years ago.
Yes, sir.
And we do live music every day. We do home cooked food. It's not just a typical Marina restaurant. And we're at the Nashville Shores Marina out in Hermitage. But you can't get fried pickles there or stuffed jalapenos. But you can get some homemade macaroni and cheese, some turnip greens, and some 16-hour cooked brisket.
Ooh.
Pulled pork ribs, fried catfish, smoked catfish. And we do a grilled cabbage that's kind of unique to us and what we do. So.
And take me through, if you can think 16 years ago, what inspired you all to establish this site? And take me through to some of the early challenges or experiences that you all had in running this business.
You know, I had a day planner almost 20-something years ago that I wrote in that day planner that I wanted to have a place that sold great food, homemade desserts, did live music, and that nurtured the community.
Yes, sir.
You know, that's the premise that we started Papa Turney's Barbecue Restaurant on. You know, my wife said when we opened that restaurant that we served the human family, everybody. Gay, straight, black, white, big, little. You come in that door, we're going to feed you, either physically or spiritually. And that's what we've accomplished. We have people that planned a vacation around coming to Papa Turney's Barbecue. And the whole juke joint feel, we have original art in there. My sister, Betty Turney Turner, is a world-renowned stained glass artist. Her daughter, Maya Papaya Turney, is she's a wood carver.
Wow.
That's got pieces in museums and in people's homes all around the country. So all of this art, we have people bringing pictures and photos and posters from around the world that have to do with blues and music and so on. So it's became a safe place.
Yes, sir.
Where no TVs on the wall. Everybody got enough TVs, enough news in their home.
Yes, sir.
So it's a place where we fellowship, we eat food, we listen to world-class blues music.
Yes, sir.
We've had Grammy winners grace our stage.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Bobby Rush, Kenny Wayne Shepherd has played there.
Yes, sir.
Billy Cox was a bass player for Jimi Hendrix.
And Mr.
Is a
Turney,
friend of mine.
I don't mean to interrupt you,
Go
but
ahead.
we're going to pick right back up
Okay.
on all this goodness in our final segment. I don't want to let too much go in this second one, but thank you for just the sharing and seriously keep the motion going, keep the engine running, because we're coming right back into that final segment to discuss just some of the highlights of these businesses and the impact that you seek to leave and have left on Nashville through this work. And I encourage viewers to tune into the final segment of Perspectives this morning, where Mike and I will return to discuss his background, his education, his work, and the impact that he seeks to leave on Tennessee. Welcome to the final segment of the show for today. For viewers just tuning in, I am host Alana McLaughlin, and you are watching Perspectives. This morning, I've had Mr. Mike Turney here discussing his life, his background, his education, the work that he does here in town, and the impact that he seeks to leave through this work. I encourage you to watch the first two segments in their entirety if you've missed them, as this is one of those episodes where I truly feel as though every single person in our community could benefit from watching this. Mr. Turney, we're coming right back in. We just left off talking about just some of the offerings of Papa Turney's Barbecue. This is the location right off Bell Road, and we just talked about the music that's in there, the art that lines the walls, just some of the goodness encompassed into this building. And I want to start off this final segment talking about the Cooking the Right Way program. I want you to tell me a little bit about this program. I was given a very quick brief from Dr. Iris Gordon of Trevecca Nazarene University, who connected me with you, who told me just a little bit in short. She honestly, she said, she was like, he's doing good work. He's working with the kids. And I was like, give him my number. I want to talk to him. And so as you can see, what I know is that you're doing good work and you're working with kids, but I'd like to hear from you what this program is.
The program, the Cooking the Right Way program, Mr. Sterling Wright, which I consider one of my sons, and Sterling has a junior chef program that they're teaching these kids and training these kids how to be chefs. You know, when I mentioned to Sterling that I wanted to launch Papa Turney's homemade pies, he said, well, why don't we teach the kids how to bake?
Yes, sir.
So what we're doing, one day, well, about 4 days a month, we'll bring these kids in, and these are kids from J.C. Napier that need a substantial thing in their life to teach them. We're teaching them how to bake, not just bake, but how to run a business, how to shape and mold recipes. This past weekend, we baked, and we took a 1 pie recipe and extended it up to a 25 pie recipe. And the kids were instrumental in shaping and molding and growing that recipe. You know, so Sterling has been instrumental in bringing these kids. They're getting paid, you know, and it'll be a year-long job for them, you know, and they're excited about it. They could bake these pies without us at this point, but they're from 10 till about 15 years old, and they kind of have a problem getting the pies in and out of the oven. And but they're doing wonderful, wonderful work. They are.
Now tell me about just kind of the ways that the community can get in touch with you in reference to this program. If we have a viewer that's saying, boy, my child is burning up my kitchen, my child is covered in flour and egg all day, I need to get my child in front of Papa Turney, what would you suggest that they do, or the route they go? I
would suggest that they contact the Cooking the Right Way junior chef program. Contact Mr. Sterling Wright, either on Facebook or Instagram, and you could get his number, or they could personally call me.
Yes, sir.
Or call the restaurant. You know, the restaurant number is 615-866-8850. Call the restaurant, and we could hook them up with Sterling, and get the kids involved in this program, because what we're doing is empowering these children to believe in themselves.
Yes, sir.
And showing them that not so young man anymore, but with very limited education. You know, I've been to the White House, won the Small Businessman of the Year award 1 year, got to meet the president. You know, and we're talking about a boy that with no education.
Yes, sir.
And what I think our job is to show these children that education is very important.
Yes, sir.
But hard work,
yes, sir,
like my father told me early on, can take you around the world and back if you want to go.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
How do you want to be remembered through this work, through the work with the junior chefs, through your hand on Papa Turney's, through the juke joint that we didn't talk too much about, but is still a very nice addition to all this? But what is your impact? I've heard how your parents have impacted you and kind of how you've impacted the community, but when it's all said and done, how do you want to be remembered throughout Nashville?
I would like to be remembered as someone that never looked down on anybody, yes, unless he was trying to pick them up.
Yes, sir.
Nobody. That stern, but fair.
Yes.
That's how I would like to be remembered. You know, that someone that could be trusted even on days that some people don't trust themselves.
Yes, sir.
You know, my dear wife, you know, her name is Irene, but the juke joint is called Miss Zeke's Juke Joint. Mm-hmm. We named that music venue after my wife, and she's the epitome of the hype person. You know, all the bands that play there, and we have bands every Friday, and we have a band every Saturday and every Wednesday. All the bands want to make sure, hey man, is Miss Zeke coming tonight? Is your wife gonna be here tonight? They want her in the room. And my dear grandson, Brandon, he's grown up in that place. He's been playing the drums since he was 12 months old. Yes. And at this point, he's a world-class drummer. Yes. Has his own band. Yes. It's the Music City Youth All-Stars. I have a band. It's the Juke Joint All-Stars. Yes. So you can get your music fix, your food fix, yes, your community involvement fix, yes, and your dessert all in one, all in one walk, yes, you know. And you can sit on the deck and watch the lake, you know, and find some peace. Well, on some days in this world that we're in now, it seems like there isn't any.
You're right. Okay. Mr. Turney, before I let you go, I have to ask you, what's your favorite dessert? It may not be one that y'all sell, but just in your own home.
You know what?
Yes, sir.
I'm a sweet potato pie guy.
Yeah, me too.
And we're doing that. We just perfected the pecan pie with these recipes again, and we'll be doing a sweet potato pie this weekend. Yes, sir. And it will be available for this Thanksgiving and Christmas. Oh, good.
Now that's awesome, because I was just saying to myself, boy, I'd like some, and I'd like a chest pie for Thanksgiving. I don't know who I need to call.
I know.
But Papa Turney, when I tell you I'm funny about desserts, but oh, a good chest pie just warms my heart.
You got a good chest pie, girl.
You've got a great chest pie.
We do.
Mr. Turney, you plug in your location, website, social media, any ways that people can stay in contact with you.
The restaurant is located at 3979 Bell Road. That's Hermitage, Tennessee. Our website is www.papaturneysoldfashionedbarbecue.com. Instagram, Papa Barbecue, just like it states, you know, and you can always call the restaurant and get us in touch there. 866-615-866-8850.
Thank you. And to our viewers, thank you for just allowing me the opportunity to share one more perspective. Thank you for allowing me the opportunity to share one more story that matters to Nashville. Go to Papa Turney's, and I'll see you there. I wish you a good morning.
Thank you.
When major events happen, and unfortunately tragic ones, Fox 17 News is there, alerting you to the first reports of the plant explosion, to the heartbreak as families searched for answers.
We just couldn't believe it, that it had happened.
We kept you informed as 18 local, state, and federal agencies responded.
The strength of our county is our people.
Fox 17 News brought you the latest from the governor and other leaders to investigators working through that devastation.
The fact that where there was a full functioning facility, there's virtually nothing.
We empowered you with information from radar analysis showing the blast's impact to exclusive interviews with those who felt the explosion miles away. Fox 17 News kept you informed. As families and the community come together to heal and provide relief, Fox 17 News is there. Scan this QR code to stay updated on our plant explosion coverage on the platforms you use most.
My name's Stacy, I'm 57, and I was adopted in 2020.
We were adopted in 2019.
And we were adopted in 2021.
We had a house, and it sounds crazy, but it wasn't a home. The one thing that Jake and Emma brought is it became a home.
When I met Dakota, he had just turned 14.
You weren't there for the first this and the first that. I missed the first words, but we got a lot of other firsts.
Watching her say, oh my God, I cannot believe I got my license. And she's like, I passed. And I'm like, girl.
See them grow. It is.
They chose to love us. They didn't have to. They chose us. Family.
You and you.
Kids in the middle.
What I thought was a complete life was nowhere near complete, but it is now.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org.
Time to ride on the flip side.
Weekdays at 4:30 on MyTV 30.
When you see this symbol, you know you're watching television that's educational and informational.
That is amazing.
And when you're having this much fun learning, you'll know it's go time.
Today on Ready, Set, Pet, Sean is helping her sister Simone look for a dog for Simone's New York City apartment. Simone wants a small dog who's playful and friendly, and she's open to all breeds.
Oh, I was looking for a little bit more energy.
And Sean thinks her sister needs a calm dog that she can relax with.
He's not really fit for your space.
But before Simone's ready for her new best friend, we're turning this apartment into a dog sanctuary. Plus, adding
Oh, my back! Please hold all questions to the end. How many times has this happened to you? You're sitting around, being old, and you're thinking to yourself, how can I, Queso Poblana, get in on the ground floor of this generation's next great wrestling star?
Star!
What are y'all doing in my house? Well, now you can, by joining Team Craig as the trainer of Accounting Girl. Now, I've taken the liberty of compiling all the reasons this would be an incredibly lucrative enterprise for the Poblana brand. 702 to be